All right, hello everybody, and welcome to All Hands on Tech Live. I'm your host today, Jeremy Morgan, and today we're going to be working on our really cool portal thing that we've been working on. So I will if this is the first time watching this stream, we've been doing a series for a long time here. Well, it seems like a long time. It's been a month or two. And we've been working on this portal that kind of shows what your IP address is, where you're at. And then we got into this rabbit hole of a METAR reader that reads these METAR reports from airports. Today I'm going to attempt to tie some of that together so that we can make this cool little portal app. So this is going to be open sourced out for everybody, so you could actually use it on your website if you want to. And it's just going to show you what your IP address is, what city it thinks you're located in, and it's going to grab some weather data for that area based on towered airports. So I will stop talking and we'll jump right into the portal application that we've been working on. And I'm going to do a quick tech check really quick just to make sure that everything is up and live and working like it's supposed to. And it sure looks like it. Even YouTube is working. Amazing. Awesome. So for the people that haven't been watching this thing over and over, I'm going to kind of walk everyone through what we've done so far. So we have this Blazor application here. And we'll run it. And what this Blazor application does is it goes and shows what your IP address is. Now, because of how Blazor is set up, and basically how it processes JavaScript and things like that, we don't have server variables. And server variables are something that we've used in .NET for what seems like centuries. And with those server variables, you have all this client data that comes in, and you can say, "Yay, your IP address is this." It's like a line of code in most .NET apps. However, we had to do something a little bit different because we're compiling JavaScript and sending it down to the browser. So things are a little bit different in that structure. So I call it a service that just gets your IP address. You make a REST call to it, returns your IP address. Then I took that and put it into a GeoLite database to get the city name. So here it displays my IP address, throws it into that database and says, "Hey, what city is near here?" And that city comes back as Hillsboro, Oregon, which is fairly close to where I'm at. I'm actually down here in Laurelwood. However, we're pretty close to Hillsboro, and that's where all of our fast internet pipes go into. So we have that showing as Hillsboro, and I made it come up on a Google map. It's pretty cool, and this is kind of like the hello part of our portal right here. Then we started to do these things with METARs. And what a METAR is it's a weather report that's sent out to pilots from towered airports. Most of the time it's pretty automated. It gives you everything that you can see here, which is the time, wind speed, the direction, what the clouds are like, the visibility, temperature, etc. And so we grabbed all of this, and we spent a lot of time on that because it turns out METARs are pretty free form. In spite of having a standard, they're pretty free form. There's a lot of variable fields in it, and we got that put together, and we've got it in an okay state. I wouldn't say it's super great production ready state, but it's pretty good state. So what I want to do today is attempt to get the nearest airports to me and grab some of their METAR data and display it on this front page. I signed up for an account at a provider for an API, but I haven't really tested it or done anything with it. I just kind of signed up for an account. I did a test thing. I said, "Oh, that'll probably work for what we're doing here today." I am going to be publishing this on GitHub under my GitHub page under Friendly Portal. That's what I'm calling it right now, is just Friendly Portal. And I'm going to publish it on an Azure static website also so that you can jump in and test it out and see how well it works for your area. So, where to start? I basically got the index page, I think, is where we'll start with this. And what I'm going to do is just kind of copy some of this code for making this API call to this service. And I will bring this over here. Here's something where I can send latitude and longitude. So I took my latitude and longitude here. My token's expired, so I better renew that really quick. This is just a very simple test instance. So I believe I have to get access tokens pretty frequently. So I'll copy this and I'll drop in that token really quick. There we go. Now it works. So I'm sending my latitude and longitude approximately and how many airports are within 500 miles of me. On here it says I have Portland International. We've got Seattle Tacoma, Lake Union, etc. There's one in Eugene. So this seems pretty accurate. So I think I can grab this data. I'm hoping I can grab this data and use it for what we're trying to do today. This might work, may not. So the first thing I will do is we'll just snag this where it says get my IP. I'm going to make something very similar. Get nearby airports. So for this one, the IP is, you just make a simple call to a PFI and it returns an IP address. Very, very simple. This one is not as simple, so we will have to do a little bit of processing. And I apologize, I have a sinus infection so that my voice sounds a little funny and I'm going to be blowing or wiping my nose. I'll try to mute when I do that. So let's take this, this test string here. And I'm going to copy that into here. And instead of IP address, we're going to say airport string. We'll do a var there. And we'll put a breakpoint. And then I have to move this off screen here. I'll put in my authorization token. We'll just start making calls to this thing and see what we can kind of pull out of that. So get nearby airports. We'll call that here and say await. And we'll just call it when the page loads. Let's see what we get back from that string. If we get back a JSON string like we're expecting, or if we get some kind of strange error. Oh, there's the strange error. Success status code. So that one isn't going to work. We're going to have to get a little bit more specific, I think, with it. And I'm going to see if I can steal some code that I've used elsewhere here. Because I did create a new HTTP client. However, we're going to have to set some headers here. Default request headers. Add. It's been so long, I don't know if I even remember how to do this. header HTTP client. Oh, that's right. So that, I am copying and pasting this directly from Stack Overflow. So our HTTP client, which that should be lowercase, actually. We're going to do an authorization. And I'm going to need to, see, I do it somewhere in here. We need to create a Amadeus client equals new. Maybe I'm only doing this in the weather report. That's why yeah, that's true. So I need to select using data because I have this Amadeus class here that's going to store that token for me. So now I can create a new Amadeus here. And it doesn't like authentication header value. So I'm going to finish putting this in here. Amadeus client off key, but I'll figure out why. Maybe there's a different way to do it now. I haven't used HTTP client in quite a while, but I remember I used it here, so we'll just snag the code here. There it is. We did using var client. We did a header add. Perfect. We can just snag this whole chunk of code right here. And I messed up my get my IP because I jumped into the wrong function. So now I need to go all the way back. There we go. So get my IP should still work. It's get nearby airports that I'm going to add in all of this code here. So here, instead of check WX, I'm going to say Amadeus client equals new Amadeus. And using data namespace so that we can see it. Say new Amadeus. There we go. And here I'll say Amadeus client. Auth key. And so that class should go and get that auth key that I just put in there, not so secretly. Then we should send an async request. And of course we need to change this to the Amadeus.com address. So we'll just send it in with my parameters for now. And then that'll do serialize into a result here, but we're going to stop that for now just so we can see if we can send a test call to this thing. We're getting a little farther, but it's going kind of slow. While it's doing that, I'll do a quick tech check. It looks like everything is going sweet. Except Twitch. I didn't actually check Twitch, which is one of our most important ones, I think. Yes, we are hopping on Twitch. Perfect. So this is going pretty slow, so I'm assuming it made it all the way to our breakpoint, and it did. And we do have some errors. So errors, missing validator format. Okay. That's not the biggest deal in the world because I probably just sent it wrong. Let me look at sending a bearer token. Nope. HTTP client. Oh. I need to capitalize that. And send it like that. That's how we can send that little bearer token. Now we should be here. Still invalid HTTP header. So just jump into that API Explorer really quick. Got our access token. How does it like to see that access token? This is a subset of production. Yeah, authorization bearer. Maybe I need to put in authorization bearer, probably. Since we're just adding a we'll just match it what it shows on here, authorization bearer. Oops. And we'll try that. And it still doesn't like it. So let me look up something here, make sure I'm doing this. We're adding the default header right here before the send. Message headers. Add. Maybe it's authorization. Add. You can tell I haven't worked with this in quite a while. Alright, I'm going to look this up again here really quick. Location. Value. And I think, roll this back really quick. We're going to say headers add, stop, message headers add, authorization, then bearer. I think that's how I did it before. And it does not like that one either. All right, I'll look it up here and see if I can figure it out. One thing I think is interesting is I know that there's a default headers here. There used to be, but now I only see headers for HTTP client. So how about message? We do have authorization here, so we'll say headers, authorization. Try creating a new authentication state provider. There we go. This should do application value, then bearer, then Amadeus client off key. That should do it. Let's see. Thank you everybody for bearing with me while I do this. While I figure this out. All right, and we've hit our breakpoint. And what does our string look like now? There we go. Now it looks like it's supposed to look. However, it looks like we have a wild amount of fields that we need to parse here and see if we can serialize this into an object, which should be fun. Should be great. Quick tech check here. Yep, everything's working. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this gigantic thing here. Actually, I'm gonna change the query just a little bit. See if I can make this smaller, and I'm going to say radius of 50 miles. That should only put a couple of airports on here. Go back here, our string. We'll view it. Yeah, now we only have Portland and Portland. That's it. Not sure why it's not showing Hillsborough Airport, but I imagine airport size has something to do with that. So Portland's close enough to me. I'm going to copy this, and we're going to take a look at this JSON object here. So we can see if we can figure out what type of model we need to put in here. So I'm just going to put this in data for now. And we're just going to make a plain old class object out of it. And we're going to say airport result. We'll start with that. So we have some metadata here that I don't think we really care about. I think what we really care about is the actual data itself. That, I think, so for airport result, we can say, we throw a property on here. Let's say string data get set. And then within that data, we are going to create some airports. We should be able to make a list of airports parse from this that will be able to parse. Input class airport. In here, looks like our data. Let's bring up a JSON formatter really quick here. Just make it a little bit easier to look at. There we go. So these are what our data looks like. We've got one. We have type, location, subtype, etc. So we're going to put all of this stuff into our class, I suppose. Or maybe we don't have to. Maybe we can just, we'll just try this set of data here for our airport. Public class airport. Let's put some properties in here, and we'll just make all of these strings for now. Prop string type. We'll do a subtype. Name. Detailed name. Time zone offset. I don't know if we care about that, but the IATA code we definitely care about, because that's what we're going to use for our METAR reader. That's actually what we care about the most, is this airport code. Let's see, I should be able to serialize our results into these objects like this. Public, just do one airport for now with this, and we'll see if we can get METAR data. No, we don't need that one. We need to go back to index. And in here, since data is already included, we should be able to grab this stuff and say our string our airport data equals, we'll try to serialize an airport result here. JSON serializer, need to include that. System text.json, we need to include that in this Razor component. And now we'll see if it works. I'm not entirely certain. Nope. JSON value could not be converted into a system string. So in our JSON formatter here, should be data. Airport result. Should have, yeah, it has a public string of data. Let's just step through it and try to see where we're going wrong here. Content A string, step in, this is what it looks like. Maybe we do need to put meta in there also. It's this one as we do it. So in our airport result, public string meta get set. We'll just try these two for now. And before I forget, I've been giving out some stickers to the folks who are watching this live stream. This is like one of my favorite things to do as a part of my job at Pluralsight. I do a lot of fun things. It's really fun, but live streaming is super fun. And so one of the things I like about it is building a community with everyone and making friends with all of you. So we have some stickers to give out. So if you would like some of these stickers, send me a whisper on Twitch or email jeremy-morgan@pluralsight.com, and I will send you some of these cool stickers for watching this stream and participating. And also, we are always streaming on Twitch all the time. We're always doing cool stuff. We try to stream out to LinkedIn, YouTube, and all of those, but we're always streaming on Twitch. So make sure and follow us on Twitch. All right, let's continue. Let's see what we get here. Cannot deserialize this airport into an airport result. Start object is a string. I'm going to look up that exception because I haven't seen that one before, and I'm not super familiar with what it means. Serialize them are partially, which is what I'm trying to do. So, let's take a look at some code that works that we used. Back here, for get METAR data, I take that METAR string, deserialize it into a WX result, which I believe is on this same file. And it's just a public string array of data. That's probably my issue right now, is my airport result needs to be, these need to be string arrays. Let's find out. All right, we go here, we go here. Nope. JSON value could not be converted to system string. System text JSON doesn't deserialize non-string values. Custom string converter. Let's see. So maybe it's system. Looks like this is a limitation with the system text JSON serializer, but I have not seen this before. So let me think about this for a minute. We'll go back to our, so this should be a string array, but it looks like it's a string array with another string array in it. It's the list. So maybe I can change the call a little bit here. and limit the fields that I am requesting. Let's jump into that documentation really quick. So we've got this access token, not using an API or a secret yet. Pagination. Oh, it looks like if I use the SDK, I'd be doing a lot better right now than just trying to send these responses, but it's okay. And in our API reference here, we're sending this radius search in kilometer, maximum items in one page. Let's just do one. Execute. It still comes back with quite a bit of stuff here. And that looks like a pretty complex object, but I think I'm going to have to make this object here. So we can do an airport, address, distance, analytics, all that stuff, and see if we can deserialize it into that. I was kind of hoping I could just pull a little less data rather than this whole thing, but no, I think we're going to have to do the whole thing. So, and what if we make this, change this a little bit. So this one, meta and data should be the same, but I might actually find a different API. That might be where I go with this. Something that has a little bit less data with it. And it seems like the data should be able to string data. Yeah, it should be able to just smash this all into a string. So I'm gonna try that route for troubleshooting. I'm gonna try to just see if I can get this all into a string and parse that. Go back here. Go to our string. When we run it, what does our string look like? I've got 20 minutes to figure it out. Our string, okay, we'll go back here. So we are making a successful call, even though now my access token is expired again. That's fine. Let me grab another one. Go here to... Sorry, I got to do this off screen here because these are sensitive information strings. So users, repos. Root. There we go. And I will drop in another access token here. They certainly don't last very long. And we'll try this again. Here. And we are here. Our string is null. JSON visualizer. So we've got meta, Got data. I'm going to try taking the meta out of there again. And I might try throwing some decorators on here too. See if that kind of helps us out a little bit. We'll go back to here. Our string looks the same. Continue, and it splatters. So let's see about adding some decorators on there. Deserialize. We'll go to our JSON.net. Stop here. Say airport result. And this will be a JSON object. Property, JSON property, JSON property. And maybe I need to do this one over here to airport result. Say JSON property is not, oh, install package. Let's install Newtonsoft. And see if that works instead. That's what I've had most of my experience with is the Newtonsoft JSON back in the day, but a lot of things change and they change fast. This one's still not able to do it because we're still using JSON serializer here. So go up here. And see if we can use Newtonsoft here. I think this might break my other one, but we'll see. So we'll get rid of system text JSON and use Newtonsoft. Let's see how that goes. And I know I need to change something here. Content our string. Can't convert from string to JSON reader. There's what we're looking for. String reader. For now, you're going to have to go away, and we want to read our string. And this does a console write line, which isn't really going to work great for us, but we could do a debug write line. This should be system diagnostics. There we go. And let's step through it again. So it goes all the way through. Exception settings, cool. Start object and object. And it does go through each of these. Token. So we can snag some stuff out of there for sure. And then we don't have to deal with that whole gigantic, huge object. So let's say if reader token type is equal to, and that token type that we're looking for, particularly right now, is going to be that IATA address. Let's see if I can find it here. Travelers, residence, distance. We could do distance too. There we go, IATA code. Write line, reader value. Try this real quick. And we should be here. Token. Good job. And it does not show it. Let's clear this really quick and run it again. And I do not see our value that we're looking for. Let's just display all these token types as they go through. So cut this out, cut this out. We'll just display those token types. Token type property name. Let's see what we can get off of this reader object here. Got line number, position, max depth, path. We're going to read a string. And see what that does. What I might have to do is go back into Newton JSON, Newtonsoft JSON, and learn a little bit more about it. Debug right line, token dot, or reader dot, let's get a hash code, line number, position. So we know if we do this one again, we know we can display the token type and the value of each of those tokens. So we go here, token equals property name value. So let me see what I'm doing wrong here. I think I might have to go and build that entire structure of that JSON. Which may not be fun, and I definitely can't do it in 6 minutes. But that's what I think I'm going to have to do. So I'm going to back out of all of this. Back to plan A. String. Back here instead of Newtonsoft JSON. System.text.json. We'll go all the way back to that. I do need to build a new JSON model, unfortunately. I was trying to do a shortcut, and the shortcut wasn't so great. So here's our airport result. I'm going to get rid of these decorators. And see if I can figure out how to make this string array work the way I want it to. Huge model. What? Okay, Alu the Crow, I'm very curious now. I have the JSON, but I've never heard of Visual Studio's built-in paste JSON as classes functionality. That's pretty awesome. How in the heck do I do that? Let's see, tools. Paste JSON as classes? I've never used that before. Holy moly, I was just going to put all this in by hand. Thank you so much. I think you deserve some stickers for that. I've never heard of that functionality. I've never used it. That is wild. This is what I was getting ready to type in here. I still don't think this will work. I still think it'll need a little fine tuning, but that is awesome. Paste JSON as classes. Yeah, that sped up the process big time. So our airport data now looks like it is an airport result. That I might be able to grab some stuff out of. Let's check our airport result here. Our airport data. It's an airport result. I probably don't have enough fields on here. Let's see. It should be public. Oh, I see what I'm doing here. Airport result. Now I just have to figure out how to get some data out of this thing. Data. It's an airport result. Let's just send it to a string, but I think it's just going to say airport result in the string. I think it's kind of null right now. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. So I'll take all of these classes here. Just going to put them in the same file though. Put in that same namespace. And still might be a bit involved, but it's at least heading in the right direction, I think. Let's see if I can just grab that root object to start. Our airport data. Now we do have a root object. I'm just going to leave this breakpoint right here. Looks like meta, and then there's a meta field in there. So for this, I should actually put, instead of root object, I should put this in here because this airport result is going to be our root object. It looks like I'm out of time. at our breakpoint yet. There we go. Our airport data. Still not populating it. However, it looks like, yeah, it did populate links, so it's starting to populate it the way I would like. And this is our datum type, subtype. I still feel like this might be a string array. Class datum. Actually, let's see what that comes up with. Hello, Surly Dev. Yes, I'm just getting ready to wrap things up, but I'm at an interesting point here. Our string. Oh yeah. Darn Merkin's not doing daylight savings time for another week. That is true. I think it's a week. Maybe it's 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I wish I'd get rid of all that daylight savings time stuff, but above my pay grade. Well, thank you for showing up to the stream, Surly Dev. That's very cool. Today I'm trying to hit an API to grab local airports that are nearby. And yeah, it's been a little tricky. I think the naming of this datum might be an issue. Shouldn't, but it might. Whoops. Public class data. I mean, it's improper, but and probably won't work. Data to data. Start this over again. Nice. How's it going? It's going okay. So I just learned from Alu the Crow about this thing called paste JSON as classes in Visual Studio that I've never heard of. And it's awesome. It just saved me like a whole bunch of typing. So let's see what that airport result looks like this time. Our airport data. Is still airport result. We still don't have data, do we? Oh, we do have data now. Okay, so it is populated. And there's the data that we're looking for. Woohoo! Very cool. So just to make this all Blazory, I'm going to display it here. Nearest airport. Nearest airport. Which is going to be down here. Same prop. Why doesn't prop work here? There we go. Public string. Nearest airport. And I'll put the name and then string nearest airport code. That's all we really care about is the code. Like the name and the code are the only thing we really care about out of that giant piece of data that comes back. So from our airport data, we'll say nearest airport equals our airport data. I think I still need to look at that result, don't I? IATA code and detailed name. Oh, thank you, Zenimage. Second time tuning in. Awesome. I'm glad everyone's enjoying this. I really enjoy this. Like I said, this is like one of the most fun parts of my job. And I have a lot of fun parts of my job. It's a super fun job. But streaming and getting to like interact with people is super fun to me. Okay. We'll do, I don't know if I want to query it. It's like, I'm having a total brain fart here today. Airport data, and I want to get detailed name and IATA code. Shouldn't be this type of accessor. Why didn't this accessor work? We have a getter and a setter. It's public, 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 public. Why don't you work? Let's see. Data where? There we go. Detailed name. Name, detailed name. Oh, that's. Just want to select first or default. Nearest airport. That should work. First name. Cannot. String to bool. Oh. Yes. Oh. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for that seems to let's see, data. I'm totally spacing out on link queries here too. Select is not working. Yeah, I kind of want nearest airport should be a select from a string in that probably isn't going to work either. So I don't know how to select this data out of here today. And I'm way over time again, but hello, Nora. Thank you for joining. I am currently trying to figure out how to get data out of here. Maybe if I know what field it is, right? Then that would help. Possible null reference, that's fine. Let's see if I can just do it by index. Nope, because it is null. So our airport data null here. Does not seem right. It wasn't null a minute ago. But I bet you my access token is expired. Yep. So let me grab another one of those. Super secret access tokens over here. Copy it. I'm going to add it. These access tokens do not last very long at all. So I will probably have to create an actual application with this service and all that fun stuff so they'll stop expiring on me. Let's see if my airport data comes back. Airport result. There we go. Now we've got some stuff. So, detailed name. Actually, I just want name, which seems to be, it'd be 0.name. We'll go here, nearest airport, data.0. Name to string. And I will have to put some null checking in there, of course. But let's see what it comes up with here. Actually, I guess I could have just removed that breakpoint completely, but we'll see nearest airport, Portland International. And nearest airport code, airport data, data, 0, and this IATA code, there it is. And it's already a string, but I'm just going to put it to string to make sure. And let's see. Went a little overtime on the stream today, but that's okay. I didn't want to end the stream with a broken application. I hate doing that. I mean, if it's something that's going to take a million years to to fix, then I can do that. But I don't like to end the stream with a broken application. So we're going to take this nearest airport code. Let's see what it looks like now. There we go. All of that struggle, mostly my fault, that struggle, and here we are. This is my IP address. I'm located in Hillsboro, Oregon. Nearest airport, Portland International. That's not exactly true. So I do think there's an airport size part to this API, but yeah, the Portland airport is right there, which is pretty near me because I'm down here. But I would like it to find Hillsboro Airport and grab the weather from that. So there's the airport code that we could use for our METAR reader. So this is what we've been working on for the past few streams, is this METAR reader that reads a string and it's actually reading it from KPDX, which I'm not sure why that code, airport code, just says PDX, but it might still work. So let's just try to grab something from that on this page. So in our weather razor, way up here, we have get METAR data, which is, yeah, that is a part of this, isn't it? So I need to combine these, I think. But for now, we'll just copy it over. Say our METAR equals new METAR. We'll just throw all of this onto that front page for now. Get my city, etc. Our METAR should be already, oh, using METAR reader. So I need to drop all these includes in here. Using METAR reader. Still not able to get our METAR. We're using data. Oh, yeah. So I need to put this property on here. So public METAR or METAR, and we'll do a METAR parser. And we'll put that onto our index page in those properties. So what I'm planning on doing is combining all this stuff, I think, into one page, and we'll make that page be the portal. So we did separate things out, and we made the METAR reader separate, which we could do like a details portion or something in the future. But wait, get METAR data. That is right here. So we can just pull it out of our razor component, put it into the other razor component for now. We're starting to have a pretty big razor component here. Pretty big. A little private class down here. And yeah, METAR text is the last piece. Text, that is a property right here. giant Razor component. So now we need to get METAR data, and we need to get it off of nearest airport code. And from that, what METAR data do we want? We just want temperature for today. And ZenImage asks, what language is this? This is C#, but we're using Blazor. So it's a combination of Razor syntax and C# together. This seems too easy. It seems like it's going to break. But it may not. We'll see. A lot of stuff to process here on this first run. And I don't remember if I had a breakpoint set. Ah, exception thrown. This is null. We do have an army tar, so we're going to say if it's not null, we'll display it. And during that check should be enough time that it should populate and display by the time the page is loaded. If not, I'll have to address that in my next stream. Well, let's see if it... Nope. Not set to a reference of an object. So I'm probably doing this right here. So we need to actually create that object. Oh. It looks like our METAR, we are creating it. Our parser, our METAR. Possible no reference. Parser that I need to create. I didn't think it would work that quick that first time, but METAR. Get set. So yeah, we should actually try this again. If this doesn't work, then we're just going to fix it on the next stream. And yeah. It looks like it is not happy with that. So if our METAR is not null, try this really quick. And yeah, we'll have to figure that out on the next stream. And see, it looks like it's kind of a timing issue, like timing out timing out filling out that data, I think, is where my issue probably is, because we've got to create all these objects in a certain order and get nearby airports is called too soon. That should be called way down here. Get near Oh, but then, yeah, I wouldn't have the nearest airport code. So it does need to go back up there. Nearby airports. But yeah, I'll have to figure this out on the next stream. But I think it's just a small timing issue. Yep. Which is fine. That'll give us something to do next week, right? So be sure to check out my stream next week. And it'll be 11 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. And I think we're doing daylight savings. Let me just check here. Since Surly Dev mentioned it. Oh, November 6th. So yes, next Sunday, our daylight savings time is going to return. So that's awesome. And then we'll be back with the rest of the world, back on schedule. And we'll attack this unique little problem I've got here. And I'm going to combine all of this into one page, basically. So I'm going to take everything that we've done in this portal so far and combine it all into that one page. And then I think I'll do some like details with the METAR stuff. So if people really want to know cloud cover and things like that, they can click for more details. I think that's a good direction to go with this. And I'm always looking for other ideas. And another reminder for everybody watching, stickers. Send me a whisper on Twitch or email Jeremy-Morgan at pluralsight.com if you'd like some stickers. And also, yes, certainly down. I'm glad you got me stickers. Things are awesome. I've got piles of them, and like I said, I really like the community aspect of the streaming. This is why it's one of the most favorite parts of my job, and so I just like to give out stickers to folks put on their laptop. They're kind of cool. I like them. I have them on my laptop, of course, and they're pretty awesome. So I will answer this question here. Oh, I'm not able to type in there, Nora. Yeah, the question on LinkedIn. I'm not able to type anything on LinkedIn, but you can email me at jeremy-morgan@pluralsight.com if you have questions. And I'd like to thank everybody for showing up to my stream. This was fun. We made some progress. It's kind of broken now, but we made some progress to where we're able to grab that nearest airport. Do a little fine tuning. We might use another API for it. This is just one that I just Googled really quick and said, oh, here's an API. This will work. And maybe I'll find one that has some smaller airports. And we'll try to find the nearest airport, grab the weather data from it, display that weather on the page, and then we'll maybe take some weather from some other weather API and throw it in there and make this kind of interesting. And this will be kind of a cool little portal page. And we'll add some new stuff to it. So I'm always open for suggestions for anything that anybody can suggest to add on there. And we'll keep building this thing and making it cooler. So thank you all for joining my stream. This is fun. I love it. I love chatting with you all. And also, I learned something today, which is one of the other reasons I love streaming. I learned about paste JSON to classes, which is awesome. So thank you. How you the Crow? Message me for some stickers. And thank you all. All Hands on Tech developer stream is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I do Tuesdays, and then David Neal does Thursdays. Be sure to check out David's stream. David's stream is awesome. He's also working on a very awesome project right now that's cool to check out. So be sure and follow us on Twitch and check out David's stream. And his Thursdays the same time as mine. I do Tuesdays. David does Thursdays. So check his stuff out. It's very fun. And I will see you all next week.